Hello everybody, and shake camera. I haven't made a mains video in a while, and a lot of my mains have changed since I made that, so I thought I'd go ahead and do it again, and also talk about like just what I average on a cube, and I just like a little competition announcement type of thing. So yeah, and as always, just leave your mains, just WCA stuff. Nothing non-WCA, that's all I'm doing. So in a comment below, because I'd love to hear what you have to say about your mains. So starting small and working my way up. 2x2 I just use a WIT2 version 1. I had a Dian that I actually made good, but I got this at a competition, and it's actually just pretty nice. And I traded my Dian, so 2x2 is WIT2 version 1. And I haven't gotten a good average at a competition on 2x2, just like one that I was satisfied with, in over a year. So I would just like to do good at 2x2 at a competition. I usually average 4 to 5 seconds. I have 2 sub 5 averages of 100 on 2x2, but I don't consider myself to be sub 5. So yeah, 3x3. Just for like at the last competition, Cubecha, I used a Huanying because I get better times on it than some of my other cubes. But I just got a CX3, another CX3 in the mail, and I've really been using it a lot because I want to break it in and everything. So these are kind of my two main 3x3s at the moment, and some other 3x3s that I have that I really like are the Shengshao Aurora, because I got my first sub 10 on this. This Zhanchi I got at Worlds. I don't really know much about it. It's not original or anything. It used to be my main for like a few weeks after Worlds, which for me is like a long time for a main, but it got kind of slow. Something got in it. This Guhong V2, this is actually what I trade my Dian 2x2 for. It's a Lubix, and it's actually pretty nice. But yeah, a Wei Long. It's actually a pretty nice 3x3. It's just really fast, and when you tighten it, it's controllable and everything. So, and then I also have several original plastic Zhanchis. I have another one, but I don't really use it. These are just ones that, this one I don't use because it's got a weird color scheme. But this is a Zhanchi Silk from the Cubicle. This is just my first Zhanchi that I've had for a couple of years, and then this one I got back in 2012 from a friend. So that's 3x3, and I average like between 14 and 15 seconds. I almost had a 13-second average at Cubecha. It would have been a 13.79 average, but I got a +2 on a 12.58 second solve, and so my average ended up being 14.31, I think it was. So yeah, for 3x3 one-handed, I use a 55mm Zhanchi. This was actually my main 3x3 for two-handed for a long time, but I switched up from the 50mm because, I don't know, I felt like being more pro. I don't know, I think I get better times on this. I've gotten 2 sub 20s. One was a PLL skip and one was a full step on one-handed, but I average like mid to high 20s, sometimes low 30s. So yeah, one-handed, I actually kind of like it because I used to average like 35, and then I did an average of 100, and that got me down to like 32, 33, and then I've just been progressing from there. So 3x3 with feet, I use Guhong V2 because it's controllable and it doesn't corner twist or pop. So Guhong, specifically the V2 because they have the torpedoes, are a lot of people's favorite cube for feet. 4x4. I've been using the Shengshao 4x4 version 3 for a while now because this is unmodded completely. My V5 is kind of in pieces. I'm sort of proof modding it, like just modding it better. I don't know, just smoothing things out. And I actually like this better, even though it's unmodded. It's just really smooth and controllable. And 4x4, I can get anywhere from 53 seconds to a minute and 13 seconds, so really inconsistent. but I can get sub 1 averages. I just can't get a sub 1 in a comp. It's really annoying. 5x5 is actually one of my favorite events. It's pretty nice. I use the ShengShou, one of the old ones. I believe they changed the core or something, I've heard people say, but I don't really know. I haven't bought a ShengShou 5x5 actually ever. I've never bought a ShengShou 5x5. I won this in Convinces contest years ago. I modded it, and it's actually pretty nice. It's just like really broken in, and I can get sub 2 averages on this. I got 1 minute and 46 seconds at a competition, but I usually average like high 1 minutes to low 2 minutes on 5x5. 6x6, just ShengShou again. This is what you saw in my last video. I just average like high 3, low 4 on 6x6. I haven't done 6x6 in a while. I probably should again. Still turns fast. Everything's great. I switched to the mini 7x7 for 7x7 obviously. I modded it and put diamond springs in it, and it's like really fast now. So yeah, I got this at Worlds, and it's pretty nice. I can get sub 6 minutes at 7x7, but I just started practicing like a month ago, and I started off getting like almost 9 minutes. So now I'm down to like low 6. And the first like couple weeks of that, I didn't really do more than 1 or 2 solves a day. And I'll usually do like 3 or 4 solves a day. But yeah, 7x7, I don't know. It's fun. Long though. Moving on, square 1. This is a MF8 version 2, because I have a cube twist without a spring in it, which is like really fast, but it doesn't corner cut very much. And I don't know, I can use either one and get about the same times. I usually get like low 1. I average anyway. I can get 40 seconds, like 40 some odd seconds to like 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I got 2:15 at Cubetcha. So really, square 1 I just started, and I don't even know parity, but luckily I didn't get parity on either of my solves at Cubetcha. I know parity, it's just I always mess it up. Yeah, I haven't really done much to this besides Lubet. Clock, I just got into clock on Saturday. I got one on Saturday, this one, and this actually isn't solved. This has quickly become probably one of my favorite events. I average sub 20, which I don't think is that good. I'm not really sure what's considered good on clock or not, because I've never paid attention to it till now. And so it's a Lingao clock, probably. I think that's the only brand besides Rubik's that makes them. And it's pretty well broken in. It has like 150 solves on it since Saturday, so I have another one that I got on Monday in the mail. But yeah, so I've gotten 2 or 3 sub 14-second solves on this, so world record is like 5 or 6, something like that. Megaminx, I use a Dan with ridges. I just started practicing Megaminx again, and I average like sub 2 pretty much, just anywhere from like 1 minute and 45 seconds to 2 minutes. I started practicing Megaminx because I wanted to basically beat my friend that used to brag. He was lying. He said he averaged sub 1 minute on Megaminx. So I started doing Megaminx and just beat his average by like 30 seconds at a competition. Because at a competition he would get like 2.5 minutes. And then I actually got into Megaminx after that. So I bought this at Worlds from Speedcube Shop, and I've lubed it, and it's actually pretty nice. I have a Megaminx that turns better than this, but it's white, and I'd have to get used to the color scheme to use it. I've done a bunch of solves on it, and it takes me like 30 seconds longer to solve because of the color scheme. So yeah, just anything sub 2 pretty much on Megaminx. And then last event that I compete in is Pyraminx, and this is probably my favorite event because it's the one I'm best at. As a Shengshou, I switched back to my black one because Marulube actually works well in Shengshou Pyraminx, because I got that tip from actually the world record holder at Worlds. So he's telling me about it, and so I got Marulube with my CX3 and I put it in here, and I did an average of 100 today, and it was like 4.70, which is like really good. I would be happy to get that average of 5 at a competition, because I do really bad at competitions. I did really bad at Worlds. I got into Pyraminx because I was at a competition and I had done like an average of 5 to prepare for it, and I got 4th by like half a second. So I'm like, okay, I could place in something, and now, yeah, so I usually average like 4 to 5 seconds on Pyraminx, and I actually got a sub 3 average of 5, which was stupid because the scrambles were all just really easy. Like, this isn't the scramble, but it would be something similar to this. Like, there would just be a couple setup moves, and then it would be just cycle like that into edge flip. So I didn't even have a sub 3 second mean of 3 before today, and now I have a sub 3 second average of 5, and I have a sub 4 second average of 12. But again, those I probably wouldn't, there's no way I'd get that in a competition because nobody would, I mean, scrambles just don't generate like that for competitions. But yeah, so, oh yeah, the competition probably maybe going to is Slow and Steady Fall 2013. It's in Maryland. And so let me know in a comment if you're going, because I'm actually hoping to meet a lot of people there, because it's out east and I may not be able to go out east for a competition till next year. It's on November 9th. Check out the link in the description to it. It's like a 14-hour drive for me, so don't expect me to be awake when I get there. Assuming the government is open by then, because I want to go to places like the National Zoo and obviously like the Capitol and stuff. So, and then might be going to New York, I heard, to visit a college or something for my sister, not for me. So yeah, if you're going to Slow and Steady in Maryland, let me know, because they're having 2 rounds of Pyraminx. That's like a really big reason I want to go. The former North American record holder Felix Lee is setting it up, so for Pyraminx. He held the national record, so check it out and let me know if you can go, and let me know what your mains are. This is a Super Flip 9x9, and you will see me in my next video. Goodbye.